Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Gallatin, Tennessee, the home of the Volunteer State Community College Pioneers. The Tim Garrett Baseball Complex, Pioneer Field on the campus of Vol State, as you see umpires and head coaches meeting out at the plate for another home game for the Pioneers. They will take on the Jets of Jackson College from Jackson, Michigan, a few miles west of Detroit and east of Kalamazoo. If you like to think about where these teams are from, played Southwest Illinois College last weekend, just outside of St. Louis. So Jackson, not necessarily a suburb, I wouldn't think, of Detroit, a little farther west, but they are down for at least, this is the second year that they have headed south to play the Pioneers. A year ago, about this time a year ago actually, came down for a 3-game set. Pioneers won all 3 games, 7-6 or 7-4, 6-5, and a 12-0 5-inning run rule game. The Jets won't play again after this weekend for a couple weeks, but we're happy to have them, although we are not being very hospitable with the temperature. Last I checked, 36 degrees, feels like 27. However, that is 14 degrees warmer than Jackson, Michigan, which comes in at 22, but feels like of 10 degrees in Jackson. There is a pretty stiff wind coming straight in from center field. You see the flag out in center field is flying at half-mast today in honor of the 2 Tennessee National Guardsmen who died in a Black Hawk helicopter crash in Alabama in the past few days. So the new scoreboard is out there, still not adorned yet with the signage that will go over the top. I've got a picture of it. I probably ought to put that up on the Twitter page at some point in time. It is a beautiful looking scoreboard. Thanks again to Toyota of Gallatin. And let's get to the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups first for the Jackson Jets. Leading off, playing left field, James Berry. Batting second, the second baseman, Jared Cramp. Batting third to shortstop, Josh Burke. Zach Meyer, who played in this series a year ago, is behind the plate, and he will bat fourth. Jamil Ramsey batting fifth, playing right field. Marcus Patton at first base will bat sixth. Austin Santur, the third baseman, batting seventh. The 8-hole hitter playing center field, Logan Christoffel. And batting ninth, the DH, Logan Angel. On the mound for the Jackson Jets, left-handed pitcher Luke Murkow, 6'2", 205 pounds sophomore from Emmett, Michigan. He will get the first start of the first game for Jackson College. He will face Coach Jim McGuire's lineup that goes like this. Jake Burris leading off, playing center field. Ethan Huddleston playing shortstop. He will bat second. Batting third in right field, Jace Mizell. Cleanup hitter Landon Godsey will play first base. Brody Melton batting fifth will be the DH. Braden Vineyard gets the start behind the plate. Will bat sixth. Matt Hall back in the lineup after a little bit of a concussion protocol last weekend after getting drilled in the helmet. Will bat seventh and play second base. Carter Vrabel batting eighth, playing third base, and Hunter Searcy in left field batting ninth and on the mound for his third start of the season. Country Cade McKee, redshirt sophomore, 5'11", 195 pounds from Georgetown, Kentucky, the son of Jim McKee and Sherry Beth Mullenix. Cade McKee comes in throwing 9 2/3 innings thus far, giving up 2 runs. They were earned. Gives him a 1.86 ERA, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, has hit 1 batter on the young season. long extended meeting out on the mound as we are scheduled for a 1 p.m. game time. Of course, we'll still have to have our national anthem. We are moving to, let's just check this out, make sure it works. There it is. Got a 2-camera system set up today, folks. So another plate for me to spin as we keep up with the scoreboard, a score book, and now 2 cameras. We will try to recreate what we had in the fall, this 2-camera system, using some new equipment here, along with a camera switcher. So I think it should be a good addition to it. Now the problem is the operator. We are efforting to find an intern that will come up in this nice warm press box that's newly remodeled. Again, we thank MGM Industries for the custom-made windows that these cameras that you're seeing are viewing out of, and also Right Rug flooring. My buddy Kerry Gilbert provided the carpeting. Dan Zettel provided the assistance on the countertop. And we are heading toward our national anthem. Be right back. Time to play ball. I was wondering if my PA guy was going to holler it out. I typed it in the script, but he said no thank you. Didn't want to hear play ball after the national anthem. He didn't grow up in the era that I did. Maybe for game 1 of the doubleheader tomorrow, our PA man Alex Qualls will get into the rhythm of the script for the public address announcer. He's handling it all today. Apparently, I'm not sure if Tyler Holsworth is on the DL or what happened. Did not respond to my text asking him to report to the press box. Maybe he's out of commission today, but Alex Qualls will handle, it appears, the public address announcing, the music, along with running the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Not a whole lot of fans in the stands today, with 36 and feels like of 27. Let's see if we've gone up a degree. Still showing, actually it's gone down. Maybe that wind going down to 35 and 26. You gotta love baseball, folks, and we're happy to bring you the live stream broadcast on the Vol State Sports Network YouTube channel, as well as Vol State Baseball Twitter, and we should be live on the Jackson College Jets Twitter feed as well. So happy to have those family and friends of the Jackson College players along with the Pioneer faithful. See if we can get up to 100 folks today watching, although it's a Friday. Maybe the cold weather will bring folks in to the broadcast. Working with some new equipment. Hopefully all will go well. So you see Matt Boyd, the base umpire for today's contest, heading out to his position. Jesse Chesterfield, the home plate umpire, gives a thumbs up down to his partner, and looks like we are ready to play in the first pitch. Delivered, ball one. Get to that tight look. Two balls, no strikes to James Berry, the starting left fielder, batting from the left side of the plate. Game time at 1:01 Central. There's a called strike. Cade McKee has started the first game of the first two series. Breaking pitch, grounded, foul down the first base line. Kent will move to 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you were a supporter of the Jackson Jets, you're seeing uniforms that may not be the same number that you're used to for a particular player, although this is game one, so you may not be used to any numbers. 2 balls, 2 strikes has now gone to full count. This full count brought to you by Full Count Ministries, looking to share the gospel to all baseball players all around the world. Mission trips to Nicaragua this summer. Go to fullcountministries.com to learn more. There will be ball 4 to the leadoff batter, James Berry. He will now face another left-handed hitter, Jared Cramp, K-R-A-M-P, with a runner at first. He comes set and delivers. First pitch right down the can, strike 1. On deck, Josh Burke. Throw over to first base. Berry dives back to the base. And the 0-1. That ball bounces in the dirt. We'll get away from Braden Vineyard, who's behind the plate. And on the play, Berry moves down to second base. So a wild pitch. Put the leadoff batter on second with nobody out. James Berry played in this series last year, was a pinch hitter and played third base. Now out in left field as he gets his lead. Breaking pitch on the outside corner. McKee looking for a punch out here. The second batter of the game. A.J. Fawson, our audio engineer, checking in after giving it a listen and a look to the new camera system. Gives the thumbs up. Couldn't have done it without A.J. Fawson here at Vol State, I'll tell you that. When I screw up, it's all on me, A.J. When I do well, it's all on you. Swing and a miss. Down goes Cramp. And that's the strikeout that Cade McKee was looking for the first out. Josh Burke, the shortstop, steps to the plate. Josh Burke from Macomb, Michigan. 6 foot, 175 pound sophomore. Will face will be the first right-hander to face Cade McKee. Breaking pitch on the inside corner. Called strike. On deck, catcher Zach Meyer. Another right-handed hitter. Just getting started here in the top of the first inning at Vol State campus. Swing and a miss on a changeup. A key ahead in the count, 0-2. Scheduled for 9 innings here in game 1 of the 3-game series. Pitch misses in the dirt. Vineyard didn't know he had the ball. He was looking around on the ground, then realized he had it apparently in his glove. Braden Vineyard getting the start in game 1. Doubleheader scheduled tomorrow, beginning at noon Central Time. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Josh Burke. Swing and a miss, and gets a piece of it, and it falls down into the dirt. So not a swing and a miss. As you might expect in our newly remodeled press box, the windows are closed. We're going to stay warm if we can, folks. 1 out, 1 on, 1-2 pitch. Fouled off to the right side. Burke stays alive. Looking to drive in the first run of the year for the Jackson College Jets. Played Division II in Region 12. Finished 2022 season 32-18. 21-7 in conference play. Runner goes, pitch called a ball, throw down to third base, and they got him. The caught stealing, a little slow on my button. Not sure that you all saw that, but Braden Vineyard nails James Berry. Pitch called a ball is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the batter with 2 outs. So nobody on. 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strike count to the 3-hole hitter. Swinging a line drive. That'll get fair down the third base line into the corner, and Burke will be into second base standing. So the first hit of the year for Jackson College. It's a double down the third base line. Hunter Searcy had to dig that out of the bullpen area. So a big caught stealing. The play before that. Brings it to play Zach Meyer. With 2 outs now and a runner in scoring position. Zach Meyer from Marysville, Michigan. Swings and fouls that ball off to the right side. As I said, Meyer played in this series a year ago, along with the DH Logan Angel and James Berry, the only players in today's lineup that also played in that series a year ago. Swinging a drive out to right center field. That could be trouble, but Jace Mizell gets over into the gap to make the catch. A line drive by Zach Meyer to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 runner left on base. After a half inning, still there's no score. We're heading to the bottom of the first. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. To the bottom of the first inning for the Pioneers' first trip to the plate. Jake Burris, Ethan Huddleston, Jace Mizell scheduled to face the left-handed sophomore Luke Murkow. Nice sidearm delivery. That hat that keeps falling off. We've seen that over the last year, not only in the last year, but also in the fall. Throw down, completes his warm-up tosses. Pioneers come in after 7 games with a 3-4 record. They are hitting .215 to start the season. Scored 21 runs. That's 3 runs a game. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. Looking to have a breakout weekend here, and the pride of Grove City, Ohio, Jake Burris, steps to the plate to get the game started in the batter's box for the Pioneers. Murkow with the first pitch in there for a called strike. Could keep a stat on how many times that hat falls off, but I don't think I can keep that plate spinning. Keep count of that stat. Maybe apparently it falls off every time he throws a strike, at least so far. No balls, 2 strikes. A bit of a distraction for the batter. Might have to get him a couple bobby pins for that hat. Burris down in the count 0-2. Nope, apparently he throws it on a ball as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burris comes in hitting .217, on base average though 400. Leads the team in walks and runs scored. He's walked 7 times. He will tap one down to first base. This could be trouble for Patton. Flips over to Murkow in time to get Jake Burris. It basically worked as a swinging bunt. Patton able to charge and flip to the hustling Murkow. 4 out number 1. Ethan Huddleston steps to the plate. From Gallatin, Tennessee. Redshirt sophomore hitting .360 in the young season. Has one of those 3 team home runs, 3 RBIs, leads the team with 9 hits. So far, batting 1,000 with the hat falling off. That's got to tire him out. Probably cut down on his innings, having to pick that hat and put it back up on his head every time. Huddleston leads the team in at-bats as well. There's a big breaking pitch. When you don't throw it as hard, apparently it can stay on. So if you don't see that hat coming off, it's probably going to be a slow breaking pitch. It's my early assessment. Fastball misses low and away. Huddleston, the shortstop for the Pioneers, moved over to second base after Matt Hall was hitting the face mask in the last game. It's called strike on that outside corner. Count goes 2 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Jace Mizell. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. Need a foul ball sponsor. We need some kind of a, maybe it's MGM Windows. There you go. Breaking glass. Tanner, what do you think? Tanner Bumbelow. You agree with that right there? MGM Windows, or MGM Industries, provide custom windows. Swing and a miss. Down goes Huddleston. 4 out number 2. So nobody on, 2 outs. Jace Mizell steps to the plate from Metropolis, Illinois. Batting .318, played in all 7 games for the Pioneers. 7 for 22, has 2 doubles and a home run, 3 RBIs. Looking to get on base with 2 outs. Fastball misses outside. He doesn't look like he's got a bunch of hair up on that head. He just got small hats over there. Is that right? It's Christian, right? Okay, Christian Anderson up here running the, I don't know if it's Game Changer or some scoring system for the Jackson Jets. Their strength and conditioning coach along with social media. Is that right? Okay. I won't say the other things. 2 balls, no strikes. Chief Bottle Washer, I believe. 2-0 pitch fouled back over the screen. So a long way from Jackson. About 10-hour trip, I believe. Down here, go through Indianapolis, I would assume. Okay, Indianapolis, and on down to Nashville yesterday. Just arrived, so out playing baseball right away. Count goes 3 balls, 1 strike to the Pioneers right fielder. Grandson to the Rices and the Mizells. And, of course, the son of Sean and Jamie Mizell. He fouls that ball off to the right side over the maintenance shed. Count goes full. This full count brought to you by Full Count Ministries. Full Count Ministries Executive Director Jacob Oldham and Director of Baseball Operations Josh Carmen, our Pioneer alum. Played back probably 20-something years ago. Here's the full count pitch. Swung on and grounded to short. Burke up with it over to first base. And Murkow retires the Pioneers in order in the bottom of the first inning. Heading to the second, no score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Jamil Ramsey, right fielder, leads off the top of the second inning for the Jackson College Jets. Cade McKee on the mound for the Pioneers. Swing and a miss on the first pitch. The breeze now blowing left to right. Pitch misses down low. Key gave up a walk and a double. But was the good fortune to have a runner thrown out by his catcher, Braden Vineyard, to keep the Jets off the scoreboard. Jamil Ramsey, 5'9", 185-pound freshman from Ypsilanti, Michigan. Fastball stays high. 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Jets here in the top of the second inning. 2-2. Tap down the third base line. Probably need to let this ball go foul, and it does. Carter Vrabel lets it go by him, and it just went foul. Nice play by the third baseman, Carter Vrabel. Another swinging bunt, and pretty confident Jamil Ramsey was going to beat that out. On deck, Marcus Patton. We'll do the 2-2 all over again. Breaking pitch on the inside corner. Gets Ramsey looking for strike 3. The first out on the backwards K. Second strikeout for McKee. Brings to the plate Marcus Patton.
Now batting, number 16, Marcus Patton.
Patton, who apparently wears number 18 on another uniform, 6'2", 240-pound freshman, also from Ypsilanti. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. Apparently teammates were Jamil Ramsey and Marcus Patton as he fouls that one off to the right side and out of play. Got a few folks that have come in for the Jackson Jets. Looks like maybe 15, 20 fans here in attendance. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Third baseman Austin Santur on deck. 1 out, 1-2 count to Patton. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Huddleston gloves and throws on to Landon Godsey to retire Marcus Patton for out number 2. So a strikeout looking and a ground out. Retire the first 2 batters for the Jets here in the top of the second inning. Brings to the plate Austin Santur, S-A-N-T-U-R-E. Santur from Coldwater, Michigan. Breaking pitch right on that outside corner. McKee looking for a 1-2-3 inning. Swing and a miss on a slow breaking pitch. On deck, center fielder Logan Christoffel. Santur, the 7-hole hitter for the Jets. Swing and a miss. And a 3-pitch strikeout for Cade McKee. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Gets a 1-2-3. Top of the second. Thanks for checking in with us today on a not so beautiful baseball weather day. Thanks for joining us here on the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Vol State, where we head to the bottom of the second inning. Pioneers
Number 30.
send up 4, 5, and 6. Landon Godsey, Brody Melton, and Braden Vineyard. Hello to the Rices, Allen and Marcia Rice, that are watching from the blue truck out in left field. First pitch to Godsey, misses low and away. Luke Murkow out for inning number 2. And I got an email from Sherry Burris, said thought the game was starting at 2 o'clock. And they were not here in time. Maybe they're here by now as that pitch gets in on the inside corner from the first baseman from Indianapolis, Indiana, the son of Paul and Suzanne Godsey, Landon. Their oldest son, hitting .400 on the season so far. Slow breaking pitch, misses down. And apparently the thought that his hat won't fall off on a slow pitch, that doesn't work either. Landon Godsey leads the Pioneers with RBIs, 6. Walked 4 times. Ground ball to short. Burke up with it over to Patton in time to retire Landon Godsey for out number 1. Back-to-back ground outs to the shortstop for the Pioneers. Brings the true freshman Brody Melton to the plate from Tullahoma, Tennessee.
Now batting. Number 13. Brody Melton.
Brody in that DH role today. .6'4", 205-pound freshman, son of Sam Melton and Amy Morris. First pitch he sees called strike. Melton has played in 4 of the 7 games so far for the Pioneers. 12 at-bats, 3 hits, includes a triple. Swinging a tapper foul toward the on-deck circle where Braden Vineyard boots the... No, I'm just kidding. He picks it up. Makes the play over to Matt Hall in the dugout. Count goes 0-2 to Brody Melton. Strong young man. Not sure anybody's going to be able to turn this wind around today, though. 0-2 pitch. That is fouled down the right field line. Should be out of play, and it does get over the fence, and one hops off the top of the maintenance shed. Count remains 0-2. On deck, Braden Vineyard, the catcher, and Matt Hall also out of the dugout, loosening up. Feeling a lot better, Matt Hall is, after getting one off the part of the helmet that they put in front of the face now, a little face guard. 0-2 pitch coming to Brody Melton. Swinging another foul ball off to the right side. More Vol State pitchers heading out of the home dugout, but I see some folks coming out of the visitors' dugout to retrieve those foul balls as well. Baseball players should be conditioned at this age. If you're sitting on the bench, not doing anything else, you can at least get a foul ball. And a slow breaking pitch that Brody Melton just could not hold up on. He goes down swinging. Second strikeout by Murkow. He's retired first 5 batters that have come to the plate for the Pioneers. See if Braden Vineyard can solve the left-handed Jackson College Jet. Braden Vineyard from Paducah, Kentucky, sophomore catcher, playing in game number 5. 4 for 11 on the young season. That's .364 batting average. Fastball misses down low. Vineyard, 2 of those 4 hits that he has are doubles, has 2 RBIs. And a big caught stealing in the top of the first inning able to nail James Berry trying to swipe third. Lifts one out to right field, but Jamil Ramsey will get under that one. We're out number 3 here in the bottom of the second. So 6 up, 6 down for Luke Murkow. And we are heading to the third inning. No score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Moving to the top of the third inning. Cade McKee out on the mound for the Pioneers. I want to say hello to Mrs. Charla's class listening and watching today. The mother of Big J. Charla, Pioneers outfielder. Glad to have you all listening in. Thanks for the email. You can send that email if you want to join the show to treecesports@gmail.com. I'll put it up there on the screen. Treece, R-E-E-C-E, sports@gmail.com. Just like Mrs. Charla did, Sherry Burris and Alan and Marcia Rice have checked in already via email. Top of the third inning, Logan Christoffel, center fielder. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Jets. Christoffel, Angel, and then back to the top, Berry. Pitch fouled off to the screen. We were supposed to have all 4 teams for the Vol State Community College in action. There's a ball grounded foul down the right side. Women's and men's basketball, actually that's tomorrow, we'll be playing. And but the softball series that was supposed to be played this weekend was canceled due to cold weather. So we won't have a repeat of last week. There's a pitch on the inside corner. And Christopher will go down looking. 4th strikeout by Cade McKee in the first 8 batters that he's faced. Now coming to the plate, the designated hitter, Logan Angel. Angel, 6 foot, 235-pound sophomore from Fenton, Michigan. I believe he's also a catcher. Is that correct? He is. He caught in last year's game as that ball's in the dirt. Gets away from Vinny, Braden Vineyard. McKee has given up 1 hit, 1 walk in the first 8 batters. Breaking pitch does not break. Cade in his first 2 starts has thrown more innings than he pitched all of 2022. There's a tapper down the third base line, and it is fair. Vrabel throws on the run, and it's errant throw. Down to second base will go Logan Angel. And that might be an infield hit and an error is how that would go. Christian, are you keeping a scorebook or are you doing something? You're not? You're just doing social media. So, you know, I'm a giving guy, I guess. And I'm going to say it's definitely an error, but I'm also going to give a hit. You can give a hit and an error there, Qualsey. That brings to the plate James Berry. Regardless of how he got there, Logan Angel is down at second base with one out. First pitch to Berry misses. Swing and a miss. Berry walked on a full count in his first plate appearance. Tapper down to first base. That'll move the runner over. Landon Gotze looked like he was going to try to flip to McKee. Pretty sure he had an easy path to first base if he had wanted it, which he ended up ultimately doing. But his initial thought was he was going to flip to Cade for the out. But a 3 unassisted puts a runner at third with 2 outs. And Jared Cramp steps to the plate. He struck out swinging in the first. So a runner at third. Breaking pitch misses outside. Cade McKee trying to pitch out of trouble again. Second inning that he's had a runner on in scoring position with 2 outs. Fastball in that outside corner called strike. Berry from Farmington, Michigan. 6 foot, 190 pounds sophomore. Breaking pitch misses outside. Infield single by Logan Angel. Right on the line. There's a fastball that missed somewhere. Count goes 3 balls and a strike. Not sure if that was low. McKee trying to come back to Jared Cramp, second baseman for the Jets. Swing and a miss. Swung over the top of that breaking pitch. Brings us to a full count. Ministries full count. One of the stats I keep up with, a full count first pitch foul ball if the batter swings now that the count has become full. If he swings, what percentage of the time does he foul it off? And here we have a 3-2. And there we have a foul ball off to the left side. It will get out of play. Now 1 for 2 on the afternoon on full count. First pitch, foul balls. Now we don't keep the stat after on this pitch because it's not the first pitch after the count becomes full. Major League average, 70%. So far in my 2 years of broadcasting, college baseball average between 50 and 55%. 3-2 pitch misses down and inside. And Cramp will get the second walk from Cade McKee, putting runners at first and third with 2 outs. And the 3-hole hitter, Josh Burke, had the first hit of the season for the Jackson College Jets, a ground ball down the third base line, just inside the bag. Right-handed hitter from Macomb, Michigan. Throw over to first base. Cramp back in time. Spinning plates, folks. Moving cameras. Keeping up with the scoreboard. Breaking pitch on the inside corner as Burke moves his body back, but home plate umpire says they got across that inside corner. Low and inside. Again, thanks to A.J. Fawson and my man Zach Williams for helping to set up our broadcast equipment. Got a mix match of Full Count Ministries equipment and Vol State equipment up here in the newly remodeled press box. Runner goes, pitch is low and inside, and they'll just let him cruise in to second base. Pitch goes low and inside, so count now 2 balls and a strike to Josh Burke with Zach Meyer, the catcher, on deck. 2 outs. Breaking pitch hits Burke. That'll put runners at every base. So an infield single, an error, a walk, and a hit batter have loaded the bases with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Zach Meyer steps to the plate. Lined out to Jace Mizell, who made a nice running catch in right center field to end the 1st inning. Swinging a fly ball out the shallow center field. Jake Burris will come on. It'll get a little bit wet. He makes the catch and avoids Ethan Huddleston, who was running out. Also, nice play by Jake Burris to retire the Jets. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 3 runners left on base. It's very, very wet out there in shallow center field, both on the left center side and the right center side. That's where the tarp that's been on the mound or on the infield for the last couple days. It's where the majority of that water had to go. So Jake Burris knew he was in for a wet ride, but kind of surprised that Ethan Huddleston went that far out, but guess he didn't think Burris had a shot. But ended up making the catch and avoiding body contact. Heading to the bottom of the 3rd, you're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Seven, 8, 9 to come to the plate for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 3rd inning to face Luke Murkow, who has retired all 6 batters he's faced. Matt Hall from Lexington, Kentucky, sophomore second baseman. Swing and a miss at the first offering he sees from Luke Murkow. Again, if you want to join the show, treesesports@gmail.com. Just like Dodie Searcy. And we've got a Jackson Jet shout out here. The parents of Mitch Vamos, Bob and Susan Vamos. Glad to have you. Thank you for the email watching from Michigan. Glad we can bring you the broadcast. Nick Black also checking in, swinging a foul ball off to the right side. The entire St. Clair High School baseball staff is checking in, watching to support Luke Murkow. I hope I'm saying that right. Brendan Cole and Jared Cramp. I mean, if you got family and former coaching staff watching, you want to be able to say the name right. So thank you for the email. Breaking pitch on that outside corner. Matt Hall throws his head back after he hears home plate umpire Jesse Chesterfield say strike three. That's the first out. Third strikeout by Luke Murkow. This one his first one looking. Carter Vrabel steps to the plate. Third baseman for the Pioneers. Vrabel having a slow start to the 2023 campaign. Coach McGuire looking to get him started after moving him down to the 8 hole. Hunter Searcy on deck. Vrabel from Nashville, Tennessee, by way of Columbus, Ohio. Go Buckeyes. Maybe I shouldn't be saying that to all these Michiganders up there. I know we have our American flag at half staff. I'm sure it is also up there in Michigan as that fastball misses just outside. But the tragedy that occurred in Lansing at Michigan State University. I've got a good friend. I had lunch with him this past week who's a Michigan State fan, and been praying for those folks up there. 2 balls and a strike. Swinging a drive out to right field sends Jamil Ramsey back, and he won't get to this one. Does take it on one hop before it gets to the fence, but that wind blowing from left to right, and that will be a stand-up double for Carter Vrabel. First hit of the ball game for the Pioneers. Ramsey must have been playing him a little more towards center field for that ball to get in there. But that ball just kept on pushing farther and farther away from Ramsey out in right field. So 1 on and 1 in scoring position for the Pioneers. Hunter Searcy from Louisville, Kentucky, steps to the plate. First pitch he sees on that outside corner. Murkow with that herky-jerky motion looks, at least on that pitch, as though he's going to do an inside move, turn back, almost Louis Tiant-like, towards second base. I'm sure somebody at the St. Clair Institute for Pitching taught that move. Thank you for that confirmation, Nick Black. Roger and Connie McDaniel checking in from Grove City, Ohio. Grandson is Jake Burris, who made that great catch to end the inning half inning ago. Hunter Searcy now a 2-1 count with 1 out. Big hole over on that right side. He's going to try to shoot one through. So the Searcys are watching today, not in town. That pitch misses outside. Nana and Linden, cousin Colton, Larry and Doty watching Hunter Searcy, a second-year sophomore here for Vol State. Looking to get Hunter on track as well as he shoots one foul over the trees on the right side. Campus, if you're not familiar with Volunteer State Community College, is off to the left as you're viewing the ball game. Field is on the campus. Well, we just see if we can put that back up. I just struck him out. See if we can unstrike him out. We have a full count. Ministries full count. Misses for ball 4, so we'll put him on first base. Let you see him run on down there, Mom and Dad. He actually does go to first base. So after strikeout looking to start the inning, Pioneers double and a walk bring up the top of the order, big Jake Burris. Stepping to the plate, grounded out on a tapper down to first base in the first. Pitch around his feet, misses. Dead center field, you'll see a white building that's goes from left center to right center field. That is the gap. We need to get some money from the gap. You don't see it in this tight shot, but you'll see it when we go to the in football they call it the all 22 view. It's out there in center field. That's why you see the big green batter's eye out there for hitters. And then off to the right side, trees that line the park. Field is just right off of a main road here, Gallatin Road, heading toward Gallatin. 2 balls, goes to 3 balls and no strikes. Luke Murkow cruising through the first 7 batters of the Pioneer lineup, and then Carter Vrabel with the double to right field, and a 3-2 walk to Hunter Searcy, and now a 3-0 count to the Pioneer center fielder. Already walked 7 times on the year, and he will take ball 4 for free pass number 8. Will load the bases. Brings Ethan Huddleston to the plate, who played in this series all 3 games a year ago. Went 4 for 7, had a home run, a double, 3 RBIs. He walked 5 times. That time he was the starting second baseman. All right, Christian, you're going to have to help me. Who's is this Gary Goodwin, the pitching coach?
Big Gary. Yeah.
Big Gary Goodwin. Also coaches first base. Is that what I heard? Okay, that's what you said. So pitching coach Gary Goodwin, who's been with the club for a number of years. I'm not sure. I don't want to throw you under the bus here, Christian, but your website, or do you handle the website as well? No. Okay. That's the right answer, Christian. That's the right answer. Because I want to say that the information that's on that website is a bit dated. Talking about the current team, and I think they were talking about like 2018 or 2019 team. So we give you the all 22 view. You see the out there in center field, that big white building. We need to start getting some money from the Gap if I'm going to call their name out. It's a distribution center. As a matter of fact, this young man at the plate, Ethan Huddleston, did a little part-time work out there this fall at the Gap. Well, he steps to the plate with bases loaded and 1 out, struck out swinging in the first. First pitch he sees from Murkow at the knees for called strike. Huddleston in his 3rd year as a Pioneer started several games at shortstop his freshman year, which was 2021. Started playing last year at second base. Was injured a couple times. The second time put him out for the season. Only played in 12 games. That gave Matt Hall a chance to get out there at second base and show what a slick fielding second baseman he is. Now Huddleston's moved over to short with Matt Hall at second. Pitch on the inside corner. Huddleston thought it was too far inside, but the only opinion that matters, home plate umpire says caught the corner. Chase Mizell on deck. Young man played 4 years in the full count high school fall league, a wood bat league here in Sumner County. Played for Team Reese. Pitch dies down at his feet. 2 balls, 2 strikes, in all 4 years that Ethan Huddleston played, he won a full count fall league championship. 4-time winner. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, bases loaded. Swing and a miss, and down goes Huddleston. Looked like Murkow took something off of that pitch. Big strikeout for Murkow and the Jets. Second time he's gotten Huddleston. 4th time Pioneer has gone down on strikes. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. He grounded out to shortstop to end the 1st inning. Murkow looking to pull a Houdini act here, kind of like Cade McKee has done a couple innings. But McKee has not had the bases loaded. I'm sorry, he did just have the bases loaded in the last inning, didn't he? Swinging a drive out to center field. Back goes Christophel. He turns around and gets under it to make the catch. So just like McKee did, Murkow gets the 3 outs before a run comes across and puts another 0 on the board. We're through a third of the game, and there is still no score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the 4th we go. Tim Reese back on the campus of Volunteer State Community College for today's action between the Pioneers and the Jets of Jackson College from Jackson, Michigan. Cade McKee delivers first pitch to Jamil Ramsey. Pitch misses the zone. It was a ground ball, 2-hopper, tough hop for Huddleston, who tries to make up for the drop, and not in time at first base. It'll be the 2nd error of the contest for the Pioneers. Took a tough hop on him right after that 2nd hop, and he was unable to recover. So leadoff batter reaches on the air. And thank you to those who've checked in via email, treesports@gmail.com. Marcus Patton swings and fouls that one down the 3rd baseline past head coach Rick Smith. Patton grounded out to Huddleston at short in the 2nd inning. Cade McKee trying to give Ethan Huddleston another shot at a ground ball. See if he can turn a double play, throw over to first base. Landon Gotze has to step over the runner to retrieve that ball. So high school teammates Jamil Ramsey and Marcus Patton batting here in the top of the 4th inning. No score. 2 hits for the Jets, 1 hit for the Pioneers. 2 errors now for Vol State. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Did I get the first pitch wrong? I got 0-2 on my scoreboard. You got 1-1 out there. Guess we'll see. Swinging a drive out the left field sends Hunter Cersei back, but he will get under this one to retire Patton for the first out. It sounded good from the bat, but wind blowing in, I don't think he actually got it as much as they thought, but sounded more off the end of the bat. Ramsey will stay at first base. So Austin Santur has struck out to end the second. Will step into the box. Breaking pitch drops right in over the plate. Throw over to first. Again, Godsey's got to step over Ramsey to make the grab. McKee went 5 innings in his first start, 4 2/3 innings in start number 2 against Southwestern Illinois College. The 0-1 pitch, throw over to first base. Ramsey back head first. Hello to Chris Roberts, Cam Hodges' father, watching. Runner goes, ground ball off the glove of Matt Hall and into center field. Jake Burris will come in and get the ball back into the infield. Runner was going on the pitch. Jets now have runners at first and third. Third hit of the ball game for the Jets. Matt Hall actually is going to be in perfect position. Ball just hit really hard. He just couldn't get in front of it. Backhanded it, just hit off of his glove. Otherwise, there was a chance. Might have had a 4 to 6 to 3 double play, but with Ramsey going on the pitch, it might have not developed. Fastball stays high for ball 1 to Logan Christoffel, who struck out looking to lead off the third inning. Looking for that ground ball double play now. There's a breaking pitch. Gets in there for a called strike. Sixth grade class at Union Grove Middle School. Cam Hodges' father teaching there. Runner goes, breaking pitch, outside of ball, throw down to second base is not in time. The one hop picked up by Huddleston. Runner stays at third base. Pitch called a ball, 2 balls and a strike. Now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Infield stays back. Second stolen base of the game for the Jets. Swinging a foul ball toward the on-deck circle. Logan Angel not harmed by that foul ball. Will retrieve it. So an error, a fly out, a single and a stolen base have runners at second and third. The Jets threatening again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, swinging a ground ball foul. Coach Smith down there at third base with his hands in his pockets. I wonder if he's got gloves. Can he defend himself down there? He's backing up. He's backing away. The 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Now the infield has moved in. Vrabel at this point, it looks like a step or two back, but he'll probably come a couple steps in as he does. Swinging a pop-up, that will get out of play. Back off to the left of the press box. Christoffel looking to get the ball at least into the outfield. If it's a pop-up just past the infield, he'll have a base hit and 2 RBIs. Jake Burris in center field playing pretty deep, maybe a little deeper than I would think with the wind blowing in the way it is. But he, I think, likes to come in. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Christoffel could not hold up. McKee gets that 1-out strikeout. Strikeout number 5 for Cade McKee. 2 outs. Number 9 batter Logan Angel steps in with runners at second and third with 2 outs now here in the top of the 4th inning. Breaking pitch stays high. Angel had an infield single, a tapper down the third base line that hugged the chalk. Carter Vrabel came in, was hoping that ball would go foul. It did not. He threw the ball on the run, threw wildly to first base. And Angel ended up at second base, but was later stranded at third as McKee left the bases loaded. Here he is in trouble again. There's another ground ball to third. It will be fair. Vrabel throws a ball in the dirt. Nice one hop to Landon Gotze. I'm sure that was by design, is to throw a one hopper to Landon Gotze off the grass. And Cade McKee wiggles out of another jam. We're through 3.5 innings. There's still no score. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Vol State. We are heading to the bottom of the 4th inning. Just want to remind all you Vol State family members, parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles, if you would like, you can gift a brick to your favorite Pioneer. Vol State Baseball Alumni Brick Fundraiser. $100 will get a brick in your player's name. But the years and the position that they play or played here at Vol State. We have a number of players who this is their last year to play for the Pioneers.
Now batting,
And trying to get a patio made just inside where you walk in the Pioneer Field here at Tim Garrett Baseball Complex. Tell you a little bit more about that as Landon Gotze lines one down the third base line past the outstretched glove of Santur, but Gotze has to stay at first as James Berry got to that ball and got it in quickly. So first pitch that Landon Godsey sees, the son of Paul and Suzanne, who are watching on YouTube today from Indianapolis, said they should be here in attendance tomorrow. Be great to see you. Brody Milton steps to the plate. Milton struck out swinging on a pitch very similar to that one right there. Could not hold up. So 2 hits now for the Pioneers. Brody Milton, the designated hitter for Vol State. On deck, Braden Vineyard. Throw over to first base. Godsey back in time. Hello to Dave Eatman checking us out from a place a whole lot warmer than we have it here. So Dave and Monique Eatman. There's a ground ball to third. Bobbled by Santur, but he throws on to second base in time to get Godsey on the force out. Brody Milton, you better be ready to switch that camera quickly, because he's just waiting for a pitch around the plate to swing at. Braden Vineyard steps in with 1 on and 1 out. Thank you for joining us, Dave and Monique from Parrish, Florida. Fastball outside, bluff down to first base. Meyer does not throw. Braden Vineyard flew out to right field to end the second inning. 9-inning contest here for game 1 of the series. Slow breaking pitch in there is called strike. Trying to make sure I've gotten all of the folks who've checked in on treesports@gmail.com. 1-1 pitch to Vineyard. Swing and a miss. On deck, Matt Hall. No score here in Gallatin, Tennessee, about 20 miles northeast of Nashville. Those of you watching from Michigan and parts north of Tennessee may not know where Gallatin, Tennessee is. Throw over to first base. Milton back in time. A suburb of Nashville, Tennessee, no question. Pitch, drive out to center field, sends Logan Christoffel over to right center field. No problem making that grab. Looked like he had a good jump out there. 2 outs. Vineyard hits it hard, but just stayed up in the air too long. Matt Hall struck out looking to lead off the third. Now hits here in the 4th with 2 outs and a runner on. Swinging a hard shot that will get over the glove of Josh Burke, who was diving for that ball. Ended up getting into left field. That'd be a single for Matt Hall. 2 hits now in the inning. Puts runners at first and second. Carter Vrabel, who with a 1 out, got the first hit for the Pioneers in the 3rd inning. Bats here again in the 4th inning. Both teams left bases loaded without scoring a run in the 3rd. Vrabel couldn't hold up on that 38-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. Probably the last couple milliseconds there, he's swinging just to keep that ball off his chest. Vrabel already been hit twice this year. Looking to drive in the first run of the contest for the Pioneers. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. On deck, Hunter Cersei. 90 plus of you watching on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube. Thank you for joining us here on a Friday afternoon. No sun. We won't see any sun today, but hopefully we get up to 30 degrees. Swinging a tapper down the first base line. Probably the young folks that are watching on Twitter. That's who watches on Twitter. We don't have parents and grandparents for the most part. Is that right? The majority, 90% watching on YouTube in the Vol State Sports Network. 0-2 pitch coming to Carter Vrabel. He draws one out to center field. Back goes Christophel into right center field. Over in front of Jamil Ramsey in right field. And we'll make the catch for out number 3. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on base. We're through 4 innings of shutout baseball here on the Vol State Sports Network. To the top of the 5th we go. Cade McKee out for inning number 5. To face the top of the order, James Berry for the Jackson College Jets. 0 for 1 with a walk. Swinging a pop-up in foul territory, but could be playable for Carter Vrabel over toward the fence on the other side of the Pioneer dugout. Out of your view, but he makes the catch for out number 1. Very athletic third baseman is the 6'3", 205-pounder. He moves well. That's 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch to Jared Cramp in there for a called strike. Cramp struck out and walked. Stole second, was stranded there in the 3rd inning. Sherry Burris, the Burrises have made it. Glad you're down from the Grove, from Grove City, Ohio. My daughter just drove in yesterday from Beaver Creek, Ohio, just outside of Dayton. Came in for a visit. Visit her new niece, Lucy Drew. Born to my son and daughter-in-law a little over a week ago here in Nashville. So aunts and uncles driving in this weekend for the long weekend. 3 balls and a strike. Fastball misses high, and Cramp will draw his second walk of the ball game. Third walk of the game for Cade McKee. Action now down in the bullpen for the Pioneers. Josh Burke, shortstop, will step to the plate. Been on base both times he's been up to the plate. A double and a hit by pitch. Like a right-hander is warming up. That is the other Cade on the team. This is Country Cade McKee. That is Cadro, Cade Sanders. Throw over to first base. 2 of the 5 members of the Full Count 242 group that meets here with yours truly on a weekly basis. Swinging a drive out to left field. Searcy back, and he will see that ball go off the banner out in left field for a double as Josh Burke turned that pitch around. The second double for Josh Burke. That ball came about 4 feet from getting out of here. Wind blowing left to right, so Burke put a charge into that one. The 4th hit of the game for the Jets, and that will draw a visit from Braden Kell, the pitching coach of the Pioneers. So a walk and a double with 1 out puts runners at second and third with Zach Meyer, catcher, stepping to the plate for the Jackson Jets. Let's to finish the information about the brick. You can email Greg Hunter, also known as Butch Hunter, at hunterpack@comcast.net. Hunter, Hunter, Pack, P-A-C-K, at comcast.net. And you can, it's through the Vol State Athletic Association. You can also go to volstate.edu, I believe, and find out more about that. So runners now second and third, brings Zach Meyer to the plate. First pitch he sees, drills into right field, so 1 run will score. Mizell comes up. The throw to the plate is in time, but bounces off the glove of Braden Vineyard. Throw from McKee down to second base, not in time. And Zach Meyer will get a 2 RBI single into right field to get the first runs on the board as Cramp and Burke come in to score. And the Jets lead 2-0 with Jamil Ramsey stepping to the plate. Ramsey 0 for 2. Reached on an error. Breaking pitch misses low inside. Meyer with a single in the right field and moves to second base on the throw. Popped up, and that will go out of play. Mizell had a nice throw from right field, but it took a hop a little bit higher than Braden Vineyard thought it was going to make and popped right off the top of his glove. Cade McKee backing up on the play, but runner able to advance to second base as Ramsey able to hold up on that 1-1 pitch. On deck, Marcus Patton. blowing in from center field. There's a pitch on the inside corner. Count goes 2-2 to the freshman right fielder. First game of the year for the Jackson College Jets. Coming down from Jackson, Michigan. Ground ball that Godsey gets a glove on. It's in fair territory. He is not able to reach the bag in time before Ramsey reaches, so he'll have an infield single, but Godsey saved a run. And on the play, Meyer moves on to third base. And out of the dugout comes head coach Jim McGuire, and that will be the end of the line for Cade McKee. So we'll take a break and come back, tell you all about the new pitcher. When we return, you're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Cade Sanders on in relief of Cade McKee. Sanders, a redshirt sophomore, 5'11", 205-pound right-hander from Hendersonville, Tennessee, just right down the road here from the Vol State campus. Transfer from the University of Alabama, the son of Clay and Tressa Sanders, and the big brother to Kylie Ann Witten, grandson of Nama here in Hendersonville and granddad in Centerville, Tennessee. A year ago, Sanders appeared in 12 games for the Pioneers. He had 3 starts and 2-3 record and 1 save. He is on for his 3rd appearance of the year. Has an 0-1 record, thrown 4 1/3 innings, 5 strikeouts, and he will face Marcus Patton. Here with runners at first and third, a swing and a miss and a fake throw to second base as Ramsey was either a delayed steal or he was going on the ball in the dirt. I'm going to give him a stolen base, not a wild pitch. That puts runners now at second and third, and the infield is in on the grass for Marcus Patton, who's 0 for 2. Swinging a pop-up that should get out of play, might get into the stands, although I see some folks that look like they were former athletes, and they look nonplussed by that pop-up. So fellow over here to the right side standing up didn't even take the hands out of the pockets as though he was going to try to make a play. That's a telltale sign for a viewer of the game from the press box. No balls, 2 strikes now to Patton. Sanders looking for the punch out, and a cut fastball stays high. Patton grounded out and has flown out to left field. On deck, Austin Santur. Breaking pitch gets by Vineyard, and that will probably get another run in. And the throw to the pitcher will not be in time. I believe that will be a pass ball. And another run has scored. Looked like a slider or is a breaking pitch of some sort. Might have been, like I said, that he's got a cut fastball that he throws or a hard slider. Vineyard made it, just taking his eye off of it. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now runner at third with 1 out. Swinging a tapper that goes foul. So right now an unearned run charged to Cade Sanders, but it'll depend on what Marcus Patton does and possibly Austin Santur. 3 runs have come across for the Jets here in the inning. Breaking pitch misses down. Count goes full. Full count. Ministries full count. Another full count fall league player right there for Team Reese on the mound is Cade Sanders. His father was the director over all of that entire league for a good bit, and Sanders misses with ball 4, putting runners now at first and third. Runner at third base, the responsibility of Cade McKee.
Number 33, Austin Santur.
Hoping that Cade Sanders can deliver a ground ball double play here for the Pioneers. Austin Santur backs away from a pitch that, good chance if he had stayed put, might have hit him right in the left hip. And today, you don't want to get hit by a baseball. Only the most dedicated are going to take one for the team there. Although you have instant ice, throw over to first base. Back goes Patton. Santur 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the second. Single to right field in the fourth. Stole second, but was stranded there. Comes close to getting hit there. That is a wild pitch that will score the 4th run of the inning for the Jackson College Jets. Inning getting away from the Pioneers here. Austin Santur, 2 balls, no strikes, with 1 out and a runner at second base. Breaking pitch this time. Santur will take the breaking pitch off the elbow. So Sanders has come in and walked the first batter that he's faced and has now hit the second batter.
Now batting, number 7, Logan Christoffel.
Center fielder Logan Christoffel steps to the plate. He struck out looking and struck out swinging. With 1 out. Slides the hand down the bat as though he was going to drag bunt. Pulls the bat back. Pitch goes low. On deck, Logan Angel, the designated hitter. 4-0. Jackson College has put 4 here in the top of the 5th inning. McKee now gone 2 balls, no strikes to Christoffel. Christoffel from Columbus, Indiana. 6'2", 155-pound freshman. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. This could be 2. Huddleston picks, steps on second, and throws on to first base. Just what the doctor ordered. A 6-3 double play ends the 5th inning for the Jets, but not before they score 4 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. Jets lead after 4.5, 4-0. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Pioneers find themselves down 4-0 going to the bottom of the 5th inning. We'll send 9, 1, and 2 to the plate. Hunter Cersei walked in the 3rd inning. Looking to start a rally here for the Pioneers. Luke Murkow still on the mound. Working his 5th inning. Cersei squares around, pulls the bat back. Pitch called a ball. Pretty good, I thought. Not sure if Hunter was actually wanting to bunt, but if he was, I thought that was a pretty good pitch. And thinks he got hit by that pitch, but if it did, it didn't catch much of him, and the home plate umpire says, "No, stay on in there. You want to hit anyway." Braden Kale's father, Randy Kale, checking in via email. 2-0 pitch on the outside corner. Called strike. Division I baseball getting started today, too, as lots of baseball happening all around the country. Big day. Don't know if other places are experiencing, and I'm sure they are, big cold front coming through. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. So not great watching if you're actually in the stands, but hopefully other teams have, and I know the D1 schools, they have ESPN Plus and all. Jackson College in Vol State kid is Tim Reese on a YouTube and Twitter channel. 2-2 pitch misses outside. But you know what my motto is, folks. It's better than nothing. And I'm okay with that. Thanks, Randy, for checking in while you're also watching D1 baseball. Appreciate that. And Scott Burris with the OH. I.O. Scott. 3-2, full count. In there for a called strike. Hunter Cersei goes down looking for the first out of the 5th inning. Fifth strikeout on the day for Murkow. Sends it a plate. Another Ohio State Buckeye fan, Jake Burris, from right there in Buckeye Nation in Columbus, Ohio. The son of Scott Burris. I hope when you're yelling, Scott, that people all around you have an idea as to why you're yelling. First pitch to Jacob. Call me Jake Burris. Misses. Burris 0 for 1 with a walk. The staff is like, what is going on? Swinging a foul ball off to the right side. Jake Burris, starter in left field a year ago. The number 2 hole hitter for the Pioneers. Josh Griffin, whose shortstop was the leadoff man all year long. Josh Griffin moved on to Trevecca Nazarene University here in Nashville. There's a slow off-speed pitch of some sort. Wasn't the big breaker. Maybe a change up there. Misses the zone. 2 balls and a strike. Luke Murkow out there without any sleeves on, going with a short sleeve and nothing sleeve-wise underneath. 2-1 pitch, swung on and grounded to third off the foot of Austin Santour, and he throws that ball into the fence. Burris will try to get down to second base. The throw is not in time. So Burris gets on via the error, the 2-base error by Austin Santour. First error of the ball game for the Jets. Probably might have been that way. I say probably might have. He either probably did or he might have. Might have been able to get Burris at first base even after he booted the original ground ball. But then when he picked it up, he rushed his throw and threw that ball way over. Oh, it might have hit the fence on the fly, just down on the other side of the dugout. Ethan Huddleston stepping to the plate, and he will square around as though to bunt, pull the bat back, and the pitch called a strike. Got a couple bunt hits already on the season. Got 9 hits, which leads the Pioneers. 1 out, 1 on. Left-hander sidearm delivery on the outside corner called strike 2. Strikeout, and Burris reaches on an error. The Pioneers trying to claw their way back after a 4-run top of the 5th inning by the Jackson College Jets. 4 runs, 6 hits, now 1 error for Jackson. No runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Pioneers. 0-2 pitch fouled off to the right side. On deck, Jace Mizell. Burris out at second base. 6 runs scored, looking to add 1 to that total. Foul ball down the third base line. Huddleston stays alive. Hope you're sitting somewhere nice and warm. Maybe a fire going. It's cold here. Slow ground ball. That will get into left field. Burris will have to hustle to get over the third. He was holding up. Let's see if the third baseman might get that one, but a single on the left field for Huddleston puts runners at the corners. For the Pioneers, Chase Mizell will step to the plate. The 10th hit of the season for young Ethan Huddleston. Mizell looking for his first hit of the ball game. Ground out and flown out thus far. Murkow retired the first 7 batters that he faced, and then has run into a little bit of trouble in each inning. Throw over to first base, not in time. Give up a single and 2 walks in the 3rd inning. Stranded the bases loaded after getting the last 2 batters out. Pitch outside corner called a strike. In the 4th inning, Murkow gave up 2 hits, but scattered those without giving up a run, and is trying to do it yet again here in the 5th inning. 0-1 pitch, runner goes. Pitch is taken for a strike. Throw down to second base. Gets away from the shortstop. Huddleston in safely at second base with a stolen base. Strike called. No balls, 2 strikes to Jace Mizell. Two runners now in scoring position for Mizell. Has 3 RBIs in the 7 games he's played. A year ago against these Jackson College Jets, he had 5 RBIs in 1 game. He drills one out to right field, and that's going to score at least 1 and probably 2 as that ball goes all the way to the wall. Ramsey picks it up, and Mizell stands at second base with a 2-run double to cut the lead in half. Just what the Pioneers were looking for there. An 0-2 pitch that got way too much of the plate for Luke Murkow. Brings Landon Godsey to the plate.
Number 30, Landon Godsey.
So one of those runs is unearned, as Burris reached on the air, and out of the dugout will come, I believe that's going to be head coach Rick Smith. Probably the end of the line for Luke Murkow, who, like his counterpart, starter Cade McKee, looks like he is going to go 4 1/3 innings, and he will come out of the game. His first action of the year for Jackson College. He comes out with the lead. He cannot lose the game. He can only give up 3 runs, and he has the 4-0 lead when he came in. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete called to the bullpen for the Jets. Tim Barno, 6'2", 190-pound sophomore from Monroe, Michigan, comes in relief. Tall left-hander in for left-handed pitcher Luke Murkow. Went 4 1/3, gave up 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 5. Thus far, giving up 2 runs, and Jace Mizell standing out there at second base is his responsibility. And Luke Murkow will hope that Tim Barno can retire Landon Godsey and Brody Melton to preserve the 4-2 lead. But 1 out, 2 runs have come across for the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Godsey looks at a left-handed curveball or slider there for ball 1. Godsey singled into left field, was forced out at second base. A ground ball by Brody Melton. Fastball misses down and in. Godsey came in to the ball game with 6 RBIs in 7 games, has 8 hits, 2 doubles, and a home run. Now 9 hits. He'll look at a called strike. So with his base hit, he had tied Ethan Huddleston with the lead. And then when Huddleston had his single on the left, he took the team lead in hits. So with 1 out, an error, a single, and a double, and there's a ball flared into center field. Mizell had to hold up to see if Christoffel was going to be able to come in and make the grab, but Landon Godsey gets a base hit into center field, put runners at first and third, and Brody Melton stepping to the plate.
Now batting, number 13, Brody
Melton 0 for 2. Has a triple among 3 hits on the season. The only freshman in the lineup for the Pioneers. Swings and taps one just past the Pioneers dugout. A sophomore, redshirt sophomore heavy lineup for the Pioneers. Four redshirt sophomores. Swings in another foul ball back this way. These MGM windows are protected by that screen in front. I don't think we could get anything hard enough off the bat that would break the window here, but we didn't ask for shatterproof or any kind of, maybe that's just what they produce. Throw over to first base, Godsey back in time. MGM Industries, owned by, among others, Joe Gaskins, a friend of mine from years ago at church, and he was more than willing to help out. There's a deep fly ball down the left field line, but Melton not going anywhere, and he knows that it's at least foul. James Berry gives chase. Looks like it landed in the Pioneers bullpen. Wind blowing in from center field pretty briskly. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Barno comes stretch and the runner goes. Pitch called a ball. Throw down to second base as second baseman Jared Cramp will come up to cut the ball off. Mizell stays put at third base. So runners now at second and third. Count goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brody Melton. Now can tie the game up with a base hit. Swinging a tapper that will go down to third base line, but it will roll foul. Barno comes over to get a glove on it. We will do this 1-2 pitch all over again. Brody Melton from Tullahoma, Tennessee. 6'4", 205-pound freshman economics major. The brother of Lily and Blake. Grandson of Opa and Omi in Tullahoma and Tootsie and Pops in Tullahoma. This is probably the best grandparent name, and he will get clipped with that fastball. He will head on down to first base to load the bases with Braden Vineyard coming to the plate. Vineyard, after going over in his first game that he played for the year, went 3 for 4 in game 2. And has picked up another hit in 2 more games. He's came in 4 for 11. Right now 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the contest. The Jets are looking for that prescription from the doctor, the old ground ball double play. 1 out, bases loaded. Vineyard looks at a fastball upstairs. On deck, Matt Hall. Vineyard got in 11 games a year ago. I'm sorry, 7 games a year ago. Had 11 at-bats. Did not collect a hit. Got his first college hit this year. He pops one up in the infield. Second baseman, first baseman come over as infield fly rule was in effect, so Vineyard was going to be out regardless. But Patton ends up making the grab for out number 2. So it'll be up to Matt Hall. Steps to the plate 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Young man from Lexington, Kentucky, the son of Mark and Tracy Hall. Not in 30 games a year ago. 16 hits. First pitch he sees in there for a called strike. Hall hit .242. And the starting role as the second baseman after Ethan Huddleston went down with the injury. Breaking pitch misses high. All 3 hits so far, played in 6 games. Looking to deliver here for the Pioneers. Pitch misses low and inside. Count goes 2 balls and a strike. Jake Burris with 1 out. Reached on an error by the third baseman. Got to second base on the overthrow. Ethan Huddleston singled into left field. Jace Mizell drove in 2 runs with a double to right field. Landon Godsey with a bloop single into center field as Hall fouls that one off to the right side, and MGM Industries foul ball. No glass broken with that foul ball. There are opportunities for some new windshields off to the left over by third base. If you park between the ball field and Pickle Fieldhouse, I wouldn't recommend parking over there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are loaded. Swing and a miss. And Matt Hall goes down on a fastball that did not catch the zone, but chance that might have been a breaking pitch. So Barno gives up a single and a hit batter, but retires Vineyard and Hall to end the threat for the Pioneers. 2 runs on 3 hits was 1 costly error and 3 runners left on base. After 5 complete, the Pioneers are down 4-2. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Top of the 6th, 9 innings scheduled. Single game today on Friday afternoon between the Jackson College Jets and the Vol State Pioneers. Logan Angel steps at the plate. Faced the first pitch from Cade Sanders. Called strike as it whispers to the outside corner. There's a line drive in the right field. That'll get down in fair territory. Jace Mizell over in foul territory to pick that line drive single off the grass. So an 0-1 base hit by Logan Angel. Looking to move up in the lineup for tomorrow's contest. 2 for 3 now on the day. An infield single. Now line drive into right field off Cade Sanders. Square around the bunt. Gets it down. Sanders will try to backhand. Will not be able to come up with that one. Good chance he wasn't going to be able to get James Berry at first either. So I'm going to go another hit. A bunt single off the bat of James Berry.
Now batting, number 5, Jared
Might be a little bit gracious there to Cade Sanders. Probably shouldn't have backhanded that one, but runners now at first and second. Another bunt. This will go down third base line. Vrabel will charge and try to throw on the run. Throw it down in the dirt. And will not be able to get Cramp in time, and that will be an errant throw by Carter Vrabel to load the bases.
Now batting, number 20, Josh Burke.
That didn't take long. Josh Burke at the plate now with bases loaded and nobody out. Pitch in the dirt, gets by Vineyard. Throw to the plate, and Sanders unable to hang on to it, but wouldn't matter. Run would have scored regardless. Wild pitch moves everybody up a base and scores Logan Angel. 1-0 count to Josh Burke. Fastball high and tight. Saw some of the softball players for Vol State Lady Pioneers here to support, but I think they've said it's too cold. We're going to take off. Another fastball misses high and tight. Count goes 3 balls, no strikes. Action in the bullpen. It looks like whoever's down there is probably ready. There's a chance if Burke reaches, this will be the last batter that Cade Sanders faces today. 3-0 pitch in there for called strike. Burke 2 for 2, has 2 doubles and been hit by a pitch. Came close to being hit there, but will take a walk. And out of the dugout comes head coach Jim McGuire. That will be the end of the line for Cade Sanders. Bases loaded once again for the Jets. We'll tell you about the new pitcher when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers. Noah Eatman, 6'1", 210-pound freshman from Parrish, Florida. As his parents were listening in, watching earlier in the contest, I assume they still are, from down in Parrish, Florida.
Now batting, number 15, Zach.
David Monique and Papa in Englewood. GG in Parrish, Florida, are his grandparents. As he is on in a sticky situation, bases loaded, nobody out, to face Zach Meyer, the number 4 hole hitter. First pitch to Meyer. Breaking pitch misses. 1 run in, and a scoring decision change. I'm not the official scorer, but at least in my book, I like to be close, as that fastball misses way outside. The bunt by James Berry, we ended up changing after conversation to an error. So a single and 2 errors and a walk. There's a Tapper foul down past the Pioneers dugout. 1 run in, and the bases loaded with the 4 hole hitter Zach Meyer, who's 1 for 3, and a run scored, 2 RBIs. Fly ball down the right field line. That will go foul, but Jace Mizell over, and not sure if it got into the bullpen. Having to look through some window supports here. When I talked to Patrick Stewart with MGM Windows, he did talk about, well, do you want to put in some different windows, some bigger windows, one whole big, huge window? And I said, no, we don't think we can go through all that. We can't do a Chip and Joanne remodel. Breaking pitch just tapped at the plate, and that got a little bit of Braden Vineyard, but he's tough. Could have been a hockey player. Speaking of hockey, there might be a few 2 and 3 sport guys on this Michigan squad. Played a little hockey, like first base coach John Ripel for the Pioneers. That ball is served, and Matt Hall will be able to get over to it. Try to throw back to first base. Will make the grab, but Josh Burke able to get back to first base. Ball got by Landon Godsey, but to Braden Vineyard, the catcher, with Noah Eatman backing up the whole play. So 1 out on the pop-up. Noah Eatman able to get Zach Meyer without a run scoring. Jamil Ramsey steps to the plate, 1 for 3. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Noah Eatman's second appearance. Thrown 1 1/3 innings, giving up 1 hit, 2 strikeouts. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Trying to remember that outing that Noah Eatman, I believe it was against Central Alabama down in Alexander City. Was it this past weekend? Pitch goes high. It was. You're right. Game 1 of the SWIC contest, as that pitch just missed outside. Noah Eatman came in as the last pitcher in a 7-0 loss for the Pioneers. My recollection, he came in with guys on, maybe even bases loaded, just like he is here. Breaking pitch just missed downstairs. Count goes full. We have a Full Count Ministries full count. Probably a week to 10 days before we get the new outfield signs. Full Count Ministries will have one. The full count is just outside, and Eatman walks in a run for the Jets. Jamil Ramsey with the easy RBI. James Berry comes in to score. And Marcus Patton will step to the plate. 1 out. Bases still loaded, 6-2. The Jets lead. Another breaking pitch in there for a called strike. That's the 3-2 pitch he was looking for on that last pitch. Marcus Patton 0 for 2 with a walk. Eatman steps off, and that's his one step off for this batter. Now if he does it again without throwing to a base or the plate, it's considered a ball to the batter. Breaking pitch, misses high. One of the new rules, college baseball this year, is also a pitch clock or timer that's going on that's being held or kept by the base umpire. Fastball misses outside. Eatman got some run on that fastball away from the right-handed hitter. Going to throw one down the middle of the plate, get it run out on the outside corner, and get a ground ball to Matt Hall and start a 4-6-3 double play here with one out. Foul ball straight back. Count goes 2-2 to the freshman from Ypsilanti, Michigan. So I see some Indiana players. We even have a Lakeland, Florida player up that went to Michigan. That is crazy. Swing and a miss. Not tipped at the plate. Down goes Patton for the second out. Big out right there for Noah Eatman. First strikeout by Eatman. Now 2 outs. Chance to get out of the inning with only 1 run or given up by Eatman after he has come in. Breaking pitch misses low and away. Austin Santour 1 for 2. Single and a hit by pitch. He got hit by a pitch. He loaded the bases. Fastball sails high. See if I can get that count right, folks. There we go. 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. On deck, Logan Christoffel. Foul ball off to the right side. A MGM Industries foul ball. A couple of guys that came up here and took out the old windows, which if you were a fan of Vol State and you'd been here before, you knew that you could not see in or out with those windows. Count now goes full count Ministries, full count. With 2 outs and the bases loaded, there'll be a lot of action on this pitch. Runners will be going. Base hit into a gap, probably score all 3. Eatman needs to throw a strike. And that pitch just stays a little high. Ball 4 in the 7th run of the contest for the Jackson College Jets. It's 2 walks with bases loaded.
Now batting, number 7, Logan.
Jared Cramp comes in to score. Josh Burke now at third, Jamil Ramsey at second, and Austin Santour with Logan Christoffel, the 9th batter to come to the plate here in the 6th inning for Jackson. Struck out on a pitch very similar to that, but able to hold up. 1 ball, no strikes. 3 runs in the inning. Swinging a foul ball straight back. A leadoff single by Logan Angel. A bunt that was not fielded by pitcher Cade Sanders, putting runners at first and second. Another error in third base. Loaded the bases. Breaking pitch. That'll get in there for a called strike. And it seemed like that took about 45 seconds for that to happen. Seemed like it was on first pitch of each at-bat. Then Josh Burt walks after a wild pitch, scored the first run. Swinging a foul ball off to the right side, and MGM Windows. Foul ball. So after Burke walked, that's when Noah Eatman entered the game. He got a little soft pop-up to the second baseman, Matt Hall, who caught that ball behind Landon Godsey at first base. Then a walk, a strikeout, and another walk. Have plated two more. Noah Eatman and the middle part of the infield started walking off the field. That looked like a backup curveball or backup slider that stayed inside to Christoffel. Two's wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Base is still loaded. Swinging a ground ball. Huddleston has to charge. Ball stays down low, and he's got no chance. Throws back to third base to get Marcus Patton, who was just a little too far. I'm sorry, that's Jamil Ramsey down there at third base. Had gotten off a third just a little bit too much. But a run does come in as the Jets have taken an 8-2 lead on the infield single. So an RBI by Logan Christoffel. Huddleston had no play on that slow roller. But Ramsey retired on a 6-5 heads up play by Ethan Huddleston. So 4 runs come across for the Jets, and they increase their lead 8-2. We'll be right back on the Ball State Sports Network. Pioneers need some base runners. They find themselves down 8-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Carter Vrabel will lead off the 6th against Tim Barno. He will get plunked with the first pitch he sees. And down to first base will go Carter Vrabel as he limps down. Second hit batter by Barno, who's on in relief of Luke Murkow. Jackson College scored 4 in the 5th. Pioneers came back with 2 in the bottom of the 5th. And then gave up 4 more runs to Jackson College in the top of the 6th. Find themselves down 8-2. Coach McGuire walked halfway down the third base line to check on his third baseman, who said he's fine. The son of Mike and Jennifer Vrabel on at first base. Left-handed delivery from Barno in there for a called strike. Hunter Searcy walked and struck out. Thank you for joining us here on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Another pitch it hits. This time, I believe it does hit Hunter Searcy. He thought he was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. This time, ball hits him probably in the foot and then caroms over to the Jets dugout. So back-to-back hit batters. Puts runners at first and second. So if you want to cook up a recipe for how do you get back into a game, you ask the opposing team's pitcher to throw wildly and either walk us or hit us. And so far, Tim Barno is obliging. We are back at the top of the lineup for the Pioneers. Jake Burris, with nobody out, he will square around a bunt, lay one down. Catcher Meyer makes the throw down to first base, and it was in time, but Marcus Patton, while he was stretching, had the ball pop in and out of his glove, and I'm going to go E3 on that play. A sacrifice bunt, though, by Jake Burris, so he does not get a plate appearance. A sack, but he reaches on the E3. So that's the second error by Jets. And that brings Ethan Huddleston to the plate, 1 for 3 on the afternoon. His big brother Noah Huddleston was in attendance. Probably his mom, Shannon Zettel, also. The first pitch he sees sails high and outside. Thank his stepfather, Dan Zettel, who was a big help on the press box remodel. Came up, helped me install the new countertop, and as well as caulk the windows in the countertop up here. Not a big caulk guy. That ball is popped up and might get out of play, and it will fall harmlessly outside of the fenced-in area. Count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike to Huddleston. Looking to drive in a few runs here with nobody out in the bottom of the 6th inning. If you're new to the broadcast, we've worked in a second camera for your viewing enjoyment. Apologize for some inadvertent moves as I'm getting used to this new setup. I am a closet juggler. Actually, not in the closet. I juggle at church. So for kids, but up here I feel like I'm spinning plates, operating a lot of equipment. There's a line drive that will get into left field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Everyone will move up a base. That ball is thrown over the head of third baseman Austin Santour, the cutoff man. James Berry's looking at his hand, and that ball must have got a little bit wet. Sailed over the cutoff man. That will be a run for the Pioneers. A base hit. The bases will stay loaded. RBI single for Ethan Huddleston. Carter Vrabel will come in to score, the first batter to be hit here in the inning. Hunter Searcy down at third base. Jake Burris on at second base. Reached on an error after an attempted sacrifice bunt. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. He had a 2-run double in his last plate appearance. Pitch way wide. Zach Meyer just able to get his glove on that one. Action down in the Jets bullpen. The Summit Concrete remodeled bullpens. Thanks to Chuck Akers, former player of Coach Jim McGuire at Middle Tennessee State University, who came in a couple falls ago and remodeled the bullpens. Fastball in the inside corner. Called strike. Scheduled for 9 innings here, game 1 of a 3-game series. We'll play a doubleheader tomorrow beginning at noon. Anticipate that the weather should be a lot nicer. It won't be 70 degrees nice, but should be in the 50s at the very least. Drive foul off the third base fence in front of the bullpen. Folks, it's getting nothing but colder here. About 45 minutes before game time, it was 36 degrees. It was 35 at game time, now 34 here in Gallatin, Tennessee, Middle Tennessee. Count note 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jace Mizell, the Pioneers right fielder. No home runs so far today. We did have one off of the bat of Josh Burke that was about 4 feet from going out of here in left field. Hit off the Hayden Schrum Memorial sign out there in left field. Swinging a foul ball. MGM Industries foul ball. Still getting used to being able to sit up here at the press box at the table with the windows closed and look out onto the baseball field. A year ago, you couldn't do it. We would have had to operate this game right here with these windows open. Christian, what do you think about that, huh? You like that? 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Mizell goes down on like a changeup there from Barno for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Second strikeout by Barno. He came in relief to face Landon Godsey, who steps in to the box now, 2 for 3. So far now, looking for his 3rd hit to pick up a few RBIs and get the Pioneers back into this ball game. All the scoring here in the 5th and the 6th innings for both teams. Home plate umpires had a balk there on the, I thought he was fixing to call that a strike. But teetered back and made the decision that maybe it was a little bit high. The second-year player for the Pioneers, sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana. Good hitter. Last year was the number 2 catcher for the Pioneers. Moved down to first base. Make room for Braden Vineyard. Caleb Hawkins and Vineyard, now the 2 primary catchers for the Pioneers. Vineyard been hot hitting. Coach McGuire has him in game 1 of the series. There's a swing and an MGM Industries foul ball. On deck, Brody Melton. Umpire just put the count up there. Were we right on the count? Did you see? I got 2-1. You got 2-1. Now 3-1. Okay, yeah, he's putting up 3 fingers on that left hand and 1 on the right hand. The 3-1, ball 4. RBI the easy way for Landon Godsey. That's Godsey's team leading 7th RBI of the year. First walk of the ball game by Tim Barno, and the slow walk by head coach Rick Smith out of the dugout. And he asked for the ball, and that will be the end of the day for Tim Barno. We'll take a break, find out who the new pitcher is, tell you all about him. Everything you want to know about the new pitcher when we return. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Jackson College Jets. 5'9", 145-pound sophomore Trace Hudson from Lapeer, Lapeer, Michigan, on in relief of Tim Barno, who ends up going one complete inning, pitched in both the fifth and the sixth, giving up 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and is responsible for all 3 runners that are on base right now, and has given up 2 runs thus far in the 6th inning. See if we can get that other run up there on the board. Not sure why that did not.
Now batting, number 13, Brody Melton.
Come on, but oh, it went on to the visiting team. Not sure why. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Brody Melton steps to the plate with 1 out, with bases loaded. Trace Hudson thrown into the bases loaded 1 out situation. Misses with a breaking pitch. Melton looking for his first hit of the contest. There's a ground ball up the middle. That'll take 2 hops right to Burke. And that is just what the doctor ordered, as Trace Hudson has a bit of a motion coming off. So 2 pitches is all it took for Trace Hudson to get a 6-4-3 double play and retire the Pioneers here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2 runs on 1 hit, 1 costly error, and 2 runners left on base for the Pioneers. They've left 10 batters, runners on after 6 innings. Can't win a game if you score 2 every time the other team scores 4. We're going to the top of the 7th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube and Twitter. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Pioneers in his collegiate debut. The left-handed Caleb Pika on the mound, 6'6", 670 pounds, from Nashville, Tennessee, Overton High School. The exercise science major, the son of John and April Pika, brother to Jordan and Reagan, grandson of Papa and Grandma in Fairbury, Illinois, and Papa and Grandma in Pesotum, Illinois. Pesotum, Pesotum, Illinois. And he will face 9, 1, and 2 here in the top of the 7th. First collegiate pitch by Caleb Pika in there for a called strike. Talking to the 6'6" left-hander before the game. We were out there trying to get the field ready. Called strike 2, and right at the hollow of the knees, as they say. And I asked him if he was ready, and he said he's ready. Was recovering from an injury as that MGM Industries foul ball straight back over the top of the newly remodeled press box. He said he was ready to go. And here he is getting his first action. The first ball thrown is a breaking pitch. Logan Angel having a big day, 2 for 3, has scored 1 run. Nearly gets drilled in the ribs there. Happy to have over 90 of you all watching on Vol State Sports Network and Twitter. Here's a ground ball up the middle, a couple hops to Huddleston. He throws on the run to retire Angel for the first out of the 7th inning. Brings it to plate James Berry. 0 for 2, a run scored. 2 left-handers that Caleb Pika will face here in the 7th inning. Pika, P-I-C-A, from Overton High School. Pretty famous Major League Baseball player who played there. I think he finished in 2011. I'll let you all talk amongst yourselves and you can guess who that might be. John, Overton High School. Played originally with the Boston Red Sox. Was a second baseman. They moved him out to right field. Ended up getting an MVP award as Pika gets his first strikeout of his college career. Swing and a miss by James Berry. 2 up, 2 down in the Jets' top of the 7th inning. Outfielder moved to Los Angeles, where he signed a 10-year, multiple million-dollar contract. Mookie Betts. John Overton High School graduate. There's a fastball right down the can. To Jared Cramp, K-R-A-M-P. Squares around a bunt. Pitch missed way outside. Cramp with 2 walks, 2 runs scored. Batting from that left side. Looking now at a fastball high, 3 balls and a strike. Pika steps off the back of the mound. Takes a big breath back up on and delivers a strike right down the middle of the plate. Cram fouls that one off, brings us to a full count. Ministries, full count. Still just 1 for 2 on a full count first pitch foul balls. And he lets that one go. Gets by Braden Vineyard, but we'll have a ball 4. Third walk of the day by Cramp. Bring Josh Burke to the plate, who's 2 for 2. He has not been retired in 4 plate appearances. Double hit by pitch, double, and a walk. Fastball misses away. Six foot, 175-pound sophomore, Josh Burke. Swinging a foul off the screen. Eight runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for Jackson College. 4 runs, 7 hits, 4 errors for the Pioneers. Runner is picked off at first base to Godsey and down to Huddleston. There will be a 1-3-6 put out to retire Jared Cramp for out number 3. So no runs. Caleb Pica puts a 0 on the board to retire Jackson College Jets. Pioneers need 4 to tie. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Bottom of the 7th inning, scheduled for 9 innings here in Gallatin today. Only playing 1 game. We'll play a doubleheader, 2 7-inning ball games tomorrow, right back here on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. Braden Vineyard leads off for the Pioneers against Trace Hudson, who threw 2 pitches and on pitch number 2 induced a 6-3 double play. With bases loaded, breaking pitch misses down. Vineyard 0 for 3. Fastball misses away. Want to join the show? treesports@gmail.com. Whether you're a Jackson College fan or a Pioneer fan, if I see your email, I'll probably give you a shout out. 2-0 pitch, swung on and lifted out to left field. On comes James Berry to make the catch for out number 1. Vineyard hit a sinking line drive, but Berry able to catch it before it hits grass. Vineyard now 0 for 4. Matt Hall stepping to the plate, 1 for 3. With a single sandwiched between 2 strikeouts. Squares around the bunt, pulls the bat back. Pitch called a ball. On deck, Carter Vrabel. Hall just trying to get on any way he can. Austin Santur now creeping in a little bit. There's a line drive down the third base line past that creeping third baseman. Not a creepy third baseman. He was creeping. Matt Hall delivers a single in the left field. Barry over quickly to keep Hall at first base. So Matt Hall now 2 for 4 on the contest. Brings Carter Vrabel to the plate. Double fly out and a hit by pitch for the transfer from Wabash Valley College. Second-year player for the Pioneers. Breaking pitch just missed that outside corner. Vrabel doubled into right field. Been a couple balls hit past Jamil Ramsey in right field that have surprised me. Throw over to first base. Hall back in time. But that wind is blowing from center field toward right field. So if it gets up in the air, it's going to be pushed away from the right fielder. Vrabel can drive one out of the park to right field pretty easily. Most of his power, though, typically is to left field, but he can drive the ball to right. Another throw over to first base. Not in time. Both teams with 8 hits. Jets lead in the all-important runs column. Another throw over to first base by Hudson. Back in time is Matt Hall. Doesn't look like there's been any defensive changes by the Jets. James Berry in left, Logan Christoffel in center, Jamil Ramsey still in right field. There's a pop-up in the infield. Behind first base over is Jared Cramp, and he won't be able to make the catch. Not really sure why Marcus Patton didn't go after that ball, but off the bat, it did look like it was going to be actually in fair territory, but that wind I was talking about pushed that over into foul territory. Marcus Patton stayed at first base, and the ball fell harmlessly in foul territory. Carter Vrabel gets a reprieve here in this at-bat. See if he can take advantage. 2 balls and a strike, throw over to first base. Hall back in time. If I had to guess, I wouldn't say that Matt Hall is running on being down 4 runs, but Carter Vrabel takes one right across the lips. 3 balls and a strike. On deck, Hunter Searcy. And then the top of the order for the Pioneers, who need to scratch for at least a couple runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Don't want to wait all the way till the 9th inning. 3-1 pitch. Now Carter Vrabel is aboard. The first walk by Trace Hudson. Putting runners at first and second with 1 out. Searcy steps to the plate. Walked, struck out, and bruised on a hit by a pitch.
Number 12, Hunter.
Hit him in the toe. As Tim Barno hit back-to-back batters, Carter Vrabel and Hunter Searcy, who ended up coming across the plate with the only 2 runs there in the bottom of the 6th inning. Barno helped out by Trace Hudson, who's on the mound right now, who induced a 6-3 double play. Searcy looks at fastball outside. I think I'm looking out these MGM Industries windows and seeing a little precipitation. We don't like to call that snow, but I know I saw some this morning when I was getting in my truck. to come to the ballpark. The 1-0. High and outside. Jake Burris on deck with his mom out in one of those vehicles. Can't believe somebody hadn't told those people to turn those lights off. If you're out in the left field and your car is on, which I'm sure it is, I'll give you a little tip on how you can have your your daytime running lights off. If you'll turn the car off, put your emergency brake on, and then turn your car on, your daytime running lights won't stay on, and you can keep your car heated. 2 balls and a strike to Hunter Searcy with 2 on and 1 out. Now 3 balls and a strike. 1, 2, 3. 3 lights that might have an effect on somebody. Dave Holbrook, if you're in, not sure if you're in a truck out there, maybe not, or maybe that's the Rices that are out there. 3-1. Don't mean to call you out, but another walk. So a single by Matt Hall, a walk to Carter Vrabel, and a walk to Hunter Searcy has loaded the bases for the Pioneers. Brings Jake Burris to the plate. Somebody hustles down to the bullpen and tells that right-hander, let's get ready. Burris has reached on errors his last 2 plate appearances, also walked, looking for his first hit. Jets out here in maroon jersey tops, gray pants. There's a breaking pitch that has Jake Burris backing away from the plate. I hear the bells tolling on campus. That means it's 4 o'clock Central. We are right at about 3 hours into this game. Fastball misses low and away. I'm sorry. So if it missed low and away, Tim, why did you put a strike up there on the board? Well, it's called senioritis. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. There's a drive into left center field. That ball will get down in front of James Berry. 2 runs will score, and on the play, Searcy will move over to third base, and that will be a 2-run double by Jake Burris. Get the Pioneers within 2 runs of the lead, 8-6. So the first hit of the day for Burris is a 2-run double.
Now batting, number 3, Ethan Huddleston.
Brings it to plate Ethan Huddleston. Has an RBI, is 2 for 4. Looking to tie the score right here. Another breaking pitch has a Fall State batter turning away. Not expecting the breaking pitch on that first pitch, apparently. I believe that's what Burris dropped into left center field. There's another breaking pitch, catches the inside corner. See if he throws 3 of those in a row. On deck, Jace Mizell. Runners at second and third, 2 runs in. There is another breaking pitch, but it does not break over the plate. Huddleston struck out in his first 2 plate appearances and then singled in his next 2. Swinging a drive down the left field line. If it's fair, it's trouble, and it is a fair ball. Huddleston will slide. No, we will stand up in second base. So back-to-back 2-run doubles for the Pioneers have tied the ball game. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning, that ball just stayed fair. So the two redshirt sophomores, 3-year starters for the Pioneers, have produced 4 runs, back-to-back doubles. Jace Mizell steps to the plate. Trying to give the Pioneers a lead with the go-ahead run on out at second base. There's another breaking pitch over for a called strike. Three hits in the inning. The last 2 been daggers to the Jackson College Jets. Bases loaded double by Jake Burris and 2-run double by Ethan Huddleston. Another breaking pitch that stays down, blocked by Zach Meyer. He's done a really good job back behind the plate today. Austin Santur at third, Josh Burke at short, Jared Cramp at second, Marcus Patton at first base. Zach Meyer catching. There's a breaking pitch hit down to third base. Austin Santur looked like he was starting to step on third base, and the throw over to first base was high, but apparently Marcus Patton able to keep his foot on the base. So says Matt Boyd, the base umpire. On the play, Ethan Huddleston has to stay at second base. So a 5-3. I'm not sure if at first Santur thought that was a force at third base, or maybe just his momentum carried him over to the bag, but he righted himself and made the throw to first base, allowing Patton to keep his toe on the bag. With 2 outs, it'll be up to Landon Godsey to drive in a run. And instead, he will get hit in the shirt. No, he won't. I thought I saw his shirt move. And Godsey did not move, and the umpire did not say, take your base. But you know what you can't do? If you get hit by a pitch, you can't drive a run in. And Landon Godsey is an RBI man. He wants to drive in that go-ahead run, and about turned his head into a hit by pitch there. So count 2 balls and no strikes to the sophomore first baseman for the Vol State, who is 2 for 3. 2 singles and RBI. Looking to pick up a big RBI right here with a go-ahead run. 2-0 pitch, fastball on that outside corner called strike. Nice pitch. Right, Trace Hudson trying to get out of the inning for the Jackson Jets. I was asked for a pizza recommendation early, and of course, Jackson Jets, you got to go to Jets Pizza, right? I don't know if there's a ball. That there wasn't any chance to get out of the way of that one. Landon Godsey was going to get hit by a pitch. If you're going to get hit by a pitch on 34, feels like 26-degree day, you're going to get hit right there in the wallet with a slow breaking pitch. And out of the dugout will come Rick Smith. And that will be the end of the line for Trace Hudson. We'll take a break and tell you about the new pitcher when we return on the Vol State Sports Network. Summit Concrete call to the bullpen for the Jackson College Jets. And Mitch Vamos into the game from Davison, Michigan. 6'1", 185-pound sophomore. Received an email from his family earlier, Bob and Susan Vamos, who I hope are still listening in, still watching the broadcast, along with Barbara Molnar, who is Logan Molnar's mother. Hello to Barbara and Dave Holbrook. They're out there, and your lights are off. All right, Dave, good job. I don't know what kind of vehicle you're driving, so Mitch Vamos on in relief of Trace Hudson will face Brody Melton with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Right-hander's first pitch is a soft breaking pitch, misses outside. Trace Hudson faced 9 batters, retired 4. Gave up 3 hits. Walked 2 batters. The 1-0. And lights come on again out there in left center field as that pitch is wide of the mark. And both runners will move up. It's somebody in the truck. You got to turn those lights out. 2 balls, no strikes. Surprised Brody Melton's not asking for those lights to be turned out. Called strike. Apparently not causing him a problem, but broadcaster's not enjoying it. There we go. Something happened. There we go. Yeah, you got to turn them off. They're still on. They're not on bright, but they're still on. 2-1 swing and a miss on a sweeping curveball. Maybe my recommendation doesn't work for that vehicle. Two balls, 2 strikes. Swung on and popped up. That'll be in the infield. Jared Cramp will come over and he will make the grab for out number 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. But the Pioneers score 4 runs to tie this game up on 3 hits. No errors. 2 runners left on base. We're through 7 innings. Even if it was a 7-inning ball game, we'd be going to extras, but this isn't extra innings. It's a schedule for a 9-inning affair here. So we're going to start all over and head to the 8th. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. Tim Reese back at Vol State, where we have a tie ball game here going to the top of the 8th inning. Caleb Pika still on the mound for the Pioneers. He will face 3, 4, and 5 in the Jackson College Jets lineup. Fastball high to the Jets shortstop. Burke was at the plate when Jared Cramp was thrown out stealing. The old 1 to 3 to 6. Actually not stealing, it was picked off. That ball's drilled over the head of Carter Vrabel into left field, and he will try to go for his third double of the day and get thrown out. Hunter Searcy to Matt Hall. So a 7-4 putout will retire Josh Burke, who still is perfect on the day on base average, and that's 3 hits and a walk and a hit by pitch. But he got a little greedy there, and Hunter Searcy said, "Not on my watch." It's the first pitch delivered in there to Zach Meyer, called strike. Meyer 1 for 4. Ground ball to third, and that will roll foul. So a line drive into left field over Vrabel's head. Searcy able to get over, cut that off, and throw a dart into Matt Hall at second base. Josh Burke retired 7-4. Ground ball, this time it'll stay fair to Carter Vrabel. It throws in the dirt. Picked out on the backhand by Landon Godsey. Braden Vineyard hustling down the line in case that ball got by Godsey. Vrabel looks like he doesn't want to really let that thing go. One play earlier in the game with 2 outs that Carter threw in the grass, seemingly on purpose. Give Landon Godsey a nice one hop. Jamil Ramsey steps to the plate. 1 for 3 with a single. Looks at a called strike in the inside corner. Caleb Pika in his collegiate debut. On for his second inning of work for the Pioneers. Sails a fastball about 4 head high to Jamil Ramsey. There we go. Whatever that was, we got the situation fixed out there in the outfield with the lights. Thank you for your efforts. 3 balls and a strike to Ramsey. Folks are listening in. 3-1 strike called. Brings us to a Full Count Ministries full count. Stay tuned after the game. We'll have the Full Count Ministries verse of the game. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. And down goes Ramsey. For out number 3, Caleb Pika has faced the minimum, given up only 1 walk, struck out 2 in his collegiate debut. First true 1-2-3 inning. Well, I guess it's not even a true 1-2-3 inning, as Josh Burke singled. But nonetheless, 3 up, 3 down for the Pioneers, who head to the bottom of the 8th. I do want to take this time. I'm going to try to remember from now on in when we play a 9-inning game in between in the 8th inning, we're going to talk about or tell about the memorial sign that's out on the left field wall for Hayden Schrum. A lot of people who come here are not really sure who that is. And our crack research staff, Tanner Bumbleau, Logan Kimberlin, and myself have done some research on Hayden Schrum, who is a former Pioneer player. He's a 2005 graduate from Macon County High School, just outside of Sumner County here. He's a Vol State right-handed pitcher for Coach Mike Crosland, Vol State grad, 2009, a couple years after leaving Vol State, contracted leukemia and ended up passing away in May of 2010. And we want to thank his family for the sign that we have out on the outfield wall for all the coaches since Hayden Schrum played here. And we want to let you all know about him and his dedication to the Vol State Pioneers baseball. And he had a saying that said, "No regrets." So here's to you in the 8th inning in a game that is tied at 8-8 for our very first memorial conversation, I guess, about Hayden Schrum. It'll only be fitting to get a win here in this 9-inning game, but we will try to do that in the 8th inning of every contest that we have in honor of number 8, Hayden Schrum, whose number was retired. I'm not sure when. I assume pretty soon thereafter, as that ball is tapped over the pitcher's head. Shortstop Josh Burke cannot make the play. Hit or an error? What are we saying? E6 in the book for Braden Vineyard. That is still Mitch Vamos out. I want to call him Ramos. Mitch Vamos still out on the mound. So not an easy play. Haven't played that position, but a play I bet you Josh Burke would say that he should have made. We apparently have, we're going to have a pinch runner out there at first base. Who is that? Is that Big Jay Sharla? Big Jay Sharla from Riverdale High School, pinch running for Braden Vineyard. And Matt Hall will step to the plate, and I bet you there's a really good chance we're going to see a sacrifice bunt attempt. Off the bat of Matt Hall. Throw over to first base, not in time to get Jay Sharla. Eight to 8 in the bottom of the 8th. Square around, pitch outside. Not sure if the Schrum family listens to the broadcast, but if you know anybody in the Schrum family, just tell them that we recognized Hayden in the 8th inning, and we'll do so for each game. Throw over to first base. Back is Jay Sharla. Sophomore outfielder who's pinch running for Braden Vineyard. I'm sure that Caleb Hawkins will come into the game behind the plate. Sharla, 5'9", 160-pound outfielder. And there's another bunt attempt. Throw down to first base. The pitch was wide of the mark. Jay Sharla's mom had the game on in her, I think it's an elementary school. She's an elementary teacher. She might have told me what grade it was on that email. I'm not sure. Another throw over to first base. Sharla back in time. Jake and Delyn are his parents. Sister Rainey. Mamo in Murfreesboro, and Granny and Marshall also in Murfreesboro. Vamos comes set and will deliver. Another pitch high and outside. Count goes 3 balls and no strikes to Matt Hall, who's right now not getting a chance to lay down a bunt. She did not tell me what class that was. Mrs. Sharla's class. Wonder if they're not still in school. She's out. 3-0 pitch inside, and that will be a little better than a sacrifice. A walk. First walk of the game by Mitch Vamos. Putting runners at first and second. And Carter Vrabel stepped to the plate. And don't think that he won't be asked to lay one down himself. Pretty good bunter. Lays one down. Vamos off the mound will throw to first base. Marcus Patton will catch it and then step back to retire Vamos at first base. And something is happening and called here. I'm not sure what it is, but home plate umpire putting Carter Vrabel back, and they may have called a balk. That's what they did. They called a balk because Vamos did not set long enough. So Vrabel will be back at the plate. There'll be no count on Carter Vrabel and runners at second and third base. So balk called on Mitch Vamos for not coming set long enough. Now Carter Vrabel will not be asked to bunt. With nobody out and runners at second and third, he'll be asked to drive in a run. He won't have to as the ball gets by Meyer. So the wild pitch scores the go-ahead run as Big J Sharla comes across with the 9th run. Matt Hall moves over to third base. The Pioneers take their first lead of the game. Ironically, a year ago in Game 2 of the series, Carter Vrabel was playing in his first action of the year. He got the walk-off game-winning single to give the Pioneers a 6-5 win over the Jackson College Jets. Fastball misses away. Vamos in danger of walking his second batter of the inning. Don't think there's an automatic take right here. Won't have a chance to swing the bat as that's a 4-pitch walk after actually giving up a sacrifice bunt, but a balk was called on that bunt attempt. Putting runners now at first and third with nobody out, and Hunter Searcy stepping to the plate.
Number 12, Hunter Searcy.
Searcy has walked twice, been hit by a pitch, and is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Son of Larry and Doty, grandson of Larry the second. There's a fastball right down the can, called strike. And Nana in Linden, Kentucky. We love our nanas and our grannies and our tootsies and our pops and whoa. There's a questionable call there at the upper part of the zone. Searcy now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. We are getting close to that 100 mark of fans watching. Throw over to first base. Vrabel back in time. Very close to 100 folks. We're up to 96, which includes me, so we got 95 watching. Call your neighbors. Tell them line down toward the Jets bullpen that is quiet right now. So this is Mitch Vamos' game to finish. I would expect. No balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Searcy. There's a ground ball to short, could be 2. 6-4 to 3, and on the play, Matt Hall scores. Give the Pioneers a 2-run lead. No RBI awarded to Hunter Searcy, but He does get the job done. Puts the ball in play.
Now batting, number 14, Jake Burris.
But clears the bases. Jake Burris, leadoff batter, sees a called strike. That upper zone is starting to look appealing to the home plate umpire. Burris drove in 2 runs with a double his last plate appearance. One for 4, scored 2 runs. With his mama out in the outfield. Fastball stays down low, 2 balls and a strike. Hopefully we'll have some nicer weather. You don't have to sit out there in the parking lot in left field. You can come and sit in the stands tomorrow. Game time starts at noon. There's a fastball on the outside corner called strike 2. Burris did not agree with that call, but based on all the calls that I've been seeing today, I don't disagree with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We'll go to a full count Ministries, full count. Might go to the fullcountministries.com website to look at mission trips that maybe baseball player that you know might be interested in going on this summer, as Burris grounds one back to the pitcher, who throws to Marcus Patton to retire Jake Burris for the 3rd out here in the bottom of the 8th. But the Pioneers, with 2 runs, take the lead. We will go to the 9th with a 10-8 lead. You're listening to the Vol State Sports Network. A late push by the Vol State press box gang has put us over the 100 mark here on the Vol State Sports Network YouTube channel. Top of the 9th inning we go. Caleb Pika on the mound, and MGM Industries foul ball off the bat of Marcus Patton, who leads off the top of the 9th inning. Patton, Santour, and Christoffel due up for the Jets. Fastball at the knees called strike 2. Caleb Pika in line to get his first win of his collegiate career. And it's a strikeout. Ball in the dirt. Caleb Hawkins, the new catcher, on, throws to first base to retire Marcus Patton. My bad on that, folks. Watching the game instead of pressing buttons. Caleb Hawkins came on for Braden Vineyard, who was pinch run for by Jay Sharla. First pitch to Santour is in there for a called strike. Caleb Pico smelling that win. This is inside. From Nashville, Tennessee, John Overton High School, Caleb Pico, true freshman, on his first appearance of the year. Came on to start the 7th inning. This is inning number 3 for Caleb Pico. Fly ball off to the right side. Looks like it'll get out of play. Landon Godsey goes to the fence. Cannot make a play. Austin Santour, 1 for 2, has been hit by a pitch and walked, singled up the middle, and also stole a base. Logan Christoffel on deck. Swing and a miss. Caleb Pico strikes out the last 3 batters that he's faced. That is 4 on the afternoon for the young left-hander. The pride of John and April Pico. Wonder if they're here in attendance. 2 outs. Logan Christoffel steps to the plate. The last hope for the Jackson College Jets. He will look at a strike called. Doubleheaders, 2 7-inning ball games tomorrow beginning at noon right back here on the campus. Swing and a miss. Caleb Pico 1 pitch away from that first win. Pioneers trying to go to 4-4 on the season. There's a breaking ball that swung on and grounded to shortstop. Vrabel will throw on the run and just nab Christoffel at first base to retire the Jets here in the top of the 3rd inning and give the Pioneers a 10-8 victory over Jackson College. As you see the Pioneers out on the field congratulating each other. The Jackson College Jets had a 4-0 lead, then went 8-2, 8-4, and a 4-run bottom of the 7th inning for the Pioneers tied the ball game, and then 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th. The go-ahead run scored after Braden Vineyard reached on an error. Tough play for Josh Burke up the middle, but consensus was an error on the shortstop, and no runs, or 2 runs scored with no hits there in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Mitch Vamos will take the loss, I believe. This is all unofficial. I'm not the official scorer. So Mitch Vamos will move to 0-1. Caleb Pico will move to 1-0. Hey, Quality, just leave that up. I'll turn it off. Okay. As the Pioneers scored 10 runs on 10 hits, do have 4 errors, and left a boatload of runners on base. 12 runners on base. The Jackson Jets score 8 runs on 9 hits. They also had a few errors, 3 errors. And they left 10 runners on base. So a lot of base runners today. Not the best pitching performance by either team. This was the first game of the year for the Jackson College Jets. And this was game number 8 for the Pioneers, who moved to 4-4 on the season. Jackson College falls to 0-1. And there will be a doubleheader tomorrow beginning at noon, 2 7-inning contests. Hope you're able to come right back and join us. Thank you all to those who sent emails to treesports@gmail.com. It will be the email address not only tomorrow but throughout the year that I will use for interaction with those that are checking in on the broadcast. The Full Count Ministries verse of the game today, found as the verse of the day in the Bible app, Galatians 5:16. We talked about it this morning in our Acts 2:42 group. It says, "So I say, walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh." We had a conversation about sin today, and the Spirit is opposed to that. Obedience is what God asks for and requires. So Galatians 5:16, if you want to look that up. It's an excellent verse to meditate on. And we thank Full Count Ministries for their support of Fall State Baseball, as well as all of our sponsors, MGM Industries and Right Rug Flooring, Framework Athletics, Summit Concrete, Dudak Communications. Probably have Dudak Communications full count tomorrow, as we want to thank Craig Senard, Line to Line, Jersey Mike's, and Full Count Ministries. So for Athletic Director Bobby Hudson and Head Coach Jim McGuire, and our PA, our DJ, and our scoreboard operator, Alex Qualls, did it all up here today in the press box. This is Tim Reese saying good night, everybody. God bless, and we will talk to you tomorrow here on the Vol State Sports Network.